back to Inside the Idaho Vandals. Coach Paul Petrino joining us. Dennis Panchin with you. Hooray! A home game. That's got to feel nice.
It is nice. You know, it'll help. You know, it'll probably help as much as anybody is the offensive line. I think you play a lot better at home because you can use a cadence. You know, we're on the road, you got to use a silent cadence, and sometimes that gets the guy a little bit more of a jump on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm hoping that'll help the offense out. Hope it'll help everybody out. You know, the crowd, the energy, not the travel. So we'll get to be home and get to play in front of our home crowd. Told them last night as a team, you know, when you build something great, you got to have a home winning streak. You know, and I was lucky enough to be part of the last long home winning streak when John L was here, and we actually came here and broke it. We're at Utah State, but you know, we had a long, I think it was 38 games. We'd won straight at home, and to build a great program, you got to win at home. You got to defend your home turf, and that's something that we got to make sure we have happen.
The home team gets an extra day because you don't have to travel. You don't have to get on a plane. You don't have to get on a bus. You don't have to do any of those kind of things. How does that make a difference in your preparation when you do have an extra day?
You know, we try to do the same thing. You know, we still going to have the same meetings, the same walkthrough when we do travel, but it just makes it a lot more comfortable and easier when you're at home. And then I just think, you know, when you take the field and you got all the fans behind you rather than, you know, against you, that's a huge thing. But preparation-wise, we try to prepare exactly the same way, but it's just a lot easier when you're at home than on the road.
You've been around this game a long time as a coach. Can you tell a different feeling from your team when they're getting ready to play a home game as they're getting to play a road game?
Sometimes we've had a few teams that were great road teams, you know, but again, like I said earlier, when you build a program that's really successful, you're real well at home. You know, our 4 years when I was at Louisville with my brother, we lost one home game, you know, and that was just something we always talked about. We're going to defend our home turf. We're going to be real well at home. And, you know, I was kind of talking to the team last night, this team we're playing this week, you know, they're a real good football team. They believe they're going to be good. They expect to be good. They take the field and they are good. And that's where we're going to get. That's the program we're going to be in. You know, in a couple of years when we go play someone on the road, that's what they're going to be saying about us.
Is that something you have to teach a team?
You got to do it. You got to experience it first. You know, I think usually when you take the field, one team expects to win and one team hopes to win. You know, and we got to get where we're the team that expects to win, and that just goes through hard work and through a lot of, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. You know, we got to get rid of the tears. Too many of them right now. But we just got to keep going out there and grinding and believing in the process, and we'll get there. It's just a matter of how fast we get there. Is, you know, how soon we start executing in key situations. You know, we always talk about you got to be great in the situations of the game, and you know, offensively we weren't great on third down, especially in the first half. And if we would have been, we could have put ourselves in position to be in a fight. Because right now I think we work as hard as anyone. No one practices harder than us. So if we can just keep the game close to the fourth quarter, then we'll have a chance to win. You know, we won the fourth quarter last week, 10-0. And they didn't take anyone out on defense. They were trying to, you know, make sure that they kept all their starters in the whole game on defense. So we got to make sure we keep the game close, keep fighting, and if we can have it close in the fourth quarter, then I believe we'll have a great chance to win.
The team you play this week, Northern Illinois, is a team that the last time a lot of us saw them was in a BCS bowl game.
Right.
How different are they from that team that was playing on New Year's Day last year?
Not a whole lot different. They got their stud quarterback back. You know, he's kind of he's their leader. You know, he plays hard. He's like a big fullback playing quarterback. You know, reminds you a little bit of Tebow when he was playing at Florida. He runs the ball hard. He runs people over. He's the leader. He plays with passion and fire, and their guys rally around him. You know, defensively, I know a lot of the kids actually, because when I was at Illinois recruiting Chicago, a lot of those kids, I remember them out of high school. And they play hard. They're a physical group. You know, they're used to playing in that MAC schedule, and they play a lot of Big Ten teams, non-conference, and they're going to come out and play hard, and they're going to be aggressive, but they're also not used to traveling that far. You know, most of their games they bust to in the MAC, or they play Big Ten teams that are just right around the corner. So, you know, we got to use that as an advantage and come out and get after them early.
What does your team need to do to win this football game? I mean, is there an area that you can point to and say, if we do this, we got a chance?
Yeah, convert third downs. You know, if we'd have done that last week, we would have had a great chance. So offensively, we got to convert third downs, and defensively, we got to stop the quarterback from running the ball. I think that's the biggest thing. We got to make him, if he's going to beat us, we got to make him throw it. And he does a good job of throwing the ball, but we can't have him just go 4, 5, 15, 20 and just control. We got to control the ball. That was a big goal last week, and we actually did. We had the ball 34 minutes in the game, but we got to control the ball and get points and be great on third down.
Is this one of those offenses, if you keep them off the field for a long time, they may decide we got to hurry up and do something?
Possibly, because their number one thing that they believe in is running the ball, and a lot of that's through the quarterback. So if we can keep them standing on the sideline and get points, you can't just have them stand on the sideline and not convert and get points. You know, it'll make a little bit of a different game for them. But they're used to playing. You know, they've been in a lot of shootouts, and they're a good football team. We just gotta, like I said earlier, keep the score, make it close in the fourth quarter. If it's close in the fourth quarter, we'll have a great chance to win.
Paul, is this just a game it's about being who's going to be tough enough? I know that that's a part of football, but it sounds like they've got a hard-nosed offense that likes to run. They got a hard-nosed D. Is it just about being tough enough who wins?
Probably, you know, and a lot of games are that way, except for a couple of those spread teams you play. But yeah, it'll probably come down to who the tougher team is and win. Thanks
for joining us. We
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Thank you.
I know that the Idaho fans are looking forward to watching you in your first home game, and the students and the fans can really help your football team this weekend.
No question. They come out and give us all kinds of support, and that'll really help. It'll help bring energy to the team and bring energy to this whole building, and let's go get a victory.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
Head coach Paul Petrino. When we come back, we'll check in with the women's volleyball team, show you exactly what they're doing, and ring the bell. It's a new campaign here with the football program. We'll explain that next when Inside the Idaho Vandals continues.